Hi everyone, I'm Caroline Taylor, currently a sophomore at KU. Today I will talk to you about the secrets to successfully mastering your own voice to strengthen your presentation. Before you start your presentation, it is important to refine how you use your tone of voice to deliver your message. Your voice plays a crucial role in your success, not only as a presenter, but throughout your life as you communicate with others. To your listeners, your voice is a part of who you are and what you believe. Speaking clearly makes you appear more confident, being well-practiced, credible, and overall a better presenter. It is important to master these techniques if you're presenting a pitch or presentation within any occupation. You can do much more with your voice than you realize, such as mutter, whisper, shout, suggest, demand, declare, etc. According to an analysis of media appearances by 120 top financial communicators, the sound of a speaker's voice matters twice as the content of the message. Effective communication is based on trust. If we don't trust the speaker, we're not going to listen to them and become uninterested. Your degree of relaxation while speaking is reflected in your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. Any forms of stress will convey a message of distrust and unreliability. Trusting the speaker begins first with good eye contact with the audience. Gentle eye contact with those listening will encourage future cooperation, and making a happy gaze with them will increase emotional trust. If the speaker shows the slightest bit of fear or nervousness throughout their eye contact when speaking, their trust with the audience automatically decreases. My first technique is to change up the way you speak. According to Ethos Empowering Presenters, an evaluation of the most popular TED Talks concluded that the most successful TED speakers have 30.5% higher vocal variety than less popular talks. Use your voice for maximum impact. From the sound of your voice, listeners can make judgments about your attitude towards them and the ideas you're presenting. They'll judge your credibility, which will then in effect have how they respond to you and your message. Often the audience associates voices that range in volume. For example, there's a tendency towards louder voices with people of higher authority. While presenting, you're the center of attention, so it is crucial you have a dominant voice to maintain audience attentiveness. Speak up at a volume that is appropriate for the setting so the audience can clearly understand the content. If you're too low, the audience is more focused on trying to hear you than retaining the content. On the contrary, a volume too high seems alarming to the listeners. It's acceptable to speak louder to create excitement or if you're telling a story. It is beneficial to use a microphone for places such as an auditorium, or as a classroom setting, you should use an inside voice. You want to try and speak louder than the ambient noise so there is less distraction around you. One mistake I made during my previous presentations was talking with an upspeak, meaning after every sentence I would slightly raise my voice like I was saying a question. Try to speak with a firm voice and end each sentence with certainty. My second technique as to how you can improve your presentation through your voice is by changing your tone of voice. To increase your charisma and credibility, you should increase the amount of fluctuation. Slowing down your pace is important. Slow speech rates increase the listener's comprehension, which will deepen their interest in you. This will make your presentation seem more relaxed and prepared, whereas if you incorporate too much of the information, you find yourself rushing through trying to cram it all until the end. Although speaking slowly seems unnatural, it is more effective if you're trying to persuade someone or be informative. A slow voice can also be used to emphasize certain ideas. The rhythm at which you speak correlates with pronunciation. Going too fast makes you more likely to mess up on difficult words and can cause you to say filler words like or like. Something I find helpful when speaking is to take frequent pauses. This not only is a better way for the audience to absorb a complex idea, but it gives the presenter a chance to regain their thoughts if they lost their focus. Pauses are also a good way to transition into another idea. When giving a presentation, it is necessary to put your energy into your voice to show enthusiasm for your message. There is nothing more boring than a monotone speaker. Speaking at a monotone level already suggests your listeners will have little investment in your message and they will zone out. Pitch is the frequency of the sound waves you produce and hitting the high or low notes of your voice. Varying your pitch and using volume to prevent your voice from going into monotonous sameness will alert your audiences to the nuances of your message. Practicing your speech in front of a small group of people will help, as they can give you feedback to impact your vocal projection. My fourth technique is controlling the timbre. Using timbre to enhance your meaning or express the emotion or attitude you want to create. It is effective if you match your voice with your expressions to the emotion you're trying to convey through the choice of words. If the expressions and the tone don't match up, it creates neural or cognitive dissonance. This is when your conscious goals are aligned with your subconscious habits, which makes the listener confused. As a result, your trust is broken with the audience, there's suspicion in your facts, and your attentiveness decreases. Researchers at the University of Amsterdam found that expressions of anger, contempt, disgust, fear, surprise, and sadness were better communicated through vocal tone than facial expressions. Meanwhile, joy, pride, and embarrassment were more accurate when communicating. Lack of consistency with your expressions can make you appear less credible in your sources, decreasing your effectiveness as a persuasive speaker. My last technique is to incorporate gestures and hand movements into your presentation as well. Together, they orchestrate the language comprehension centers of your brain. Your brain needs to integrate both the sounds and the body movements of the presenter who is speaking in order to accurately perceive the message being given. According to Psychology Today, if our words and gestures aren't congruent, it will again create this neural dissonance, like I mentioned previously, in the listener's brain. A tip to help this is to practice speaking in front of a mirror so you can consciously use your hands to describe the words you're speaking. In conclusion, knowing how to successfully communicate using your voice when giving a presentation is a complex process to tackle. Business managers, educators, military leaders, lawyers, and politicians, among many others, seek to develop their speaking skills to such a level that they are transformed into master communicators. Remember that being authentic as a speaker is key, and you should always be true to your natural voice. Speaking clearly and confidently can gain the attention of an audience, providing the golden opportunity for the speaker to make the message known. Thank you.